A lot of people are extremely hateful on social media, and it is quite sad that people want to tear others down when they are going through really difficult moments. My name is Dr. Z. Welcome to another interesting episode of The Talk with Dr. Z. I will be right back. In this week's episode, I am going to start a new version of what I call hot topics. And so I'm going to chime in on the interesting trending stories on African TikTok, okay? I am in tune with what is happening globally, but because I am from Ghana, West Africa, and my FYP, which is my For You page, tend to push a lot of African trending topics, I am going to chime in on that. This is unfiltered, and I've not written anything down. I'm just speaking in terms of how I feel about these topics. So topic number one: Nigerian celebrity actress Regina Daniels and her current debacle or issues with her husband, Senator Ned Nwoko. So for those of you who are not from Africa, or for my non-African audience, Regina Daniels is a beautiful rising star who got married to a man who was 40 years older than her, known as Senator Ned Nwoko. This is their picture. Currently, they're going through serious issues in their marriage where Regina Daniels have left the marriage. Now, there has been a lot of mixed reactions on social media, but the thing is that a lot of people are not good people. I feel like a lot of people tend to relish in other people's misery. Why am I saying this? A lot of people have bashed Regina Daniels simply because she flaunts a lavish lifestyle, flies private, and she said that crying in a Lamborghini is better than crying in a keke. Keke simply means a tricycle, right? What she was trying to say is that it's better to be going through difficult moments when you're rich than to be going through difficult moments when you're broke. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with that, but that is the truth though. We all go through difficult moments in life. And if you have to go through a difficult moment in life, having financial resources, what is wrong with that? But because she made a post like that, she's currently going through serious marital challenges. And like I said, her husband is 40 years older than her. And so people are saying, oh, she's a gold digger. She married him for money. And now that it is time for her to go through pain, she should go through it alone and stop dragging those of us on social media into her personal life crisis. And I think a lot of people lack empathy, and a lot of people are mean spirited. Like, I just feel like a lot of people are not good people, and they're waiting for people who are rich or privileged to go through difficult moments for them to say, aha, we got you. We've been waiting for you to go through some difficult moments so we can get you back. She has been on the chopping block on African TikTok, getting a lot of backlash. But again, there are some people who are giving her grace and being empathetic towards her situation. Personally, according to the news, Regina got married at the age of 17. When she got married, her frontal lobe has not yet developed, and the frontal lobe is the part of the brain that is responsible for prioritizing and good decision making. And so it has not developed, and I feel like her mother, who was supposed to be her guardian, should have directed her better. But again, she said that she met the man Ned Nwoko and she fell in love and she wanted to marry the man. And so I am torn, but I think that we need to give her grace. She is young. She's made a mistake in terms of marrying a man who is 40 years older than her, and also a man who is politically connected. And so currently her family is being penalized for her leaving her marital home. But I think we should give her grace. Life is about learning, so I think she will learn along the way. But it seems a lot of people are relishing in her pain, especially Nigerians, because they're like, yeah, you were here looking down on all of us, flying in private, enjoying the best things in life. Now it's time to cry alone. and she's not getting the empathy that she deserves. I also want to say that in the African context, right? Most African men, and I think this cuts across more globally, a lot of men, especially African men, don't see women as equals. Consequently, when you add the fact that Regina married a man who is 40 years her senior, definitely the relationship will be more like a paternalistic relationship, implying that the dynamic in their relationship is not premised on mutual respect and love, but some type of paternal relationship. As a result, I do not doubt that Regina may have experienced some type of abuse. She has alleged physical abuse, and I am not speaking to that, but I am confident that looking at the age gap and also the understanding in the African culture that men are superior and above women, and also the fact that Nigerian patriarchy is very toxic, I do not doubt that she may have experienced some type of abuse. And so I am wishing her well. Life is about living, growing, and learning and doing better. I am wishing her well, whatever she decides. I think that she will grow and she will learn from it. And like I said on TikTok, I hope that Regina is able to build a professional PR team around her that will be engaging and sharing updates about her current struggles in her marriage with the public, and she would stop coming online crashing out because she is just feeding the many miserable people on social media who tend to relish in other people's pain. I know I've been ranting on and on about this Regina Daniels issue. What is your take? Share your perspectives with me in the comment section. Let's get it moving. The next hot topic I want to talk about is on Ghana TikTok. Legendary Ghanaian high life icon Daddy Lumba died a couple of months ago, and after his death there has been a lot of family issues in the media, mainly relating to the fact that he currently has 2 wives, and so there's this contention about who is a legal wife and who is a side chick. Again, Daddy Lumba got married to a woman who was based in Germany, and they had kids, and 17 years ago, after some sickness, he decided to move back to Ghana because he's originally from Ghana. And then he decided to father 6 children with another woman that he publicly paraded as his wife. And now that he's dead, in the Ghanaian culture, we have widowhood rights, and there is a current issue of who qualifies to be the widow of Daddy Lumba. And so over the past month, there has been a lot of clash on social media and also legal issues in the court pertaining to when he should be buried and who should perform the widowhood rights, because currently the toggle is between 2 women, one who he married and another woman that he has been in some type of marriage or common law relationship for the past 17 years in Ghana. And so you go on Ghana TikTok and there's this struggle between legal wives and side chicks. I personally think that a lot of women who have promiscuous husbands and husbands who have multiple children outside of the marriage are using this whole Daddy Lumba issues to express their frustration, pain, and bitterness. That is what I feel. And I also think that women who are side chicks or women who have children with men who have not legally married them are also acting delusional, saying that, oh yes, we are the side chicks. I couldn't believe that when you go into the comment section on Ghana TikTok, you would have women saying, I'm a proud side chick, team side chick, gather here, and you would see those comments have a lot of likes. And so you go on Ghana TikTok and there's a toggle between legal wives and side chicks. And I think that women have missed the plot. You see, women are the type of gender that will fight each other instead of focusing on the key issue. The key issue here is Daddy Lumba, just like most Ghanaian and African men, was a polygamous man, and he did not understand the consequences of his polygamous ways on other people, especially the women that he was involved with, and also the children that he's leaving behind. Apparently, he has close to 17 children, but the toggle is currently between two women. And so instead of us to focus on how toxic this notion of African men being polygamous, not having a clear will, and not having a clear understanding when it comes to how they practice polygamy, ensuring that, if you choose to practice polygamy as an African man, make sure there is peace between the two women or three women, whatever your dynamic is, and make sure there's clarity that the women know where they stand, and in case you die, what you would want to happen when you're gone. These are the key issues we should be talking about. But you go on Ghana TikTok and it's just a mess. Team legal wives and women who have suffered with men are there showing the extreme level of bitterness because a lot of Ghanaian men, just like many African men, are extremely promiscuous. A lot of African men, including Ghanaian men, do not understand the implications of being promiscuous and not zipping up. Having multiple children with multiple women is a recipe for disaster. And that is the key lessons we are supposed to be taking from this whole Daddy Lumba dynamic. It's a recipe for disaster. And so if you're a man and you choose to practice polygamy, make sure that you have in place a system of clarity, of understanding of what should happen upon your demise. These are the key things. At the end of the day, dear team legal wives, dear team side chicks, none of you are special. Men, again, are always selfish and self-centered. And I believe that Daddy Lumba used both women for his benefit. It's unfortunate that both women are currently fighting each other on who should perform the widowhood rites. But the common lesson here is that men will use you for their benefit. And when they're dead and they do not have a clear plan, it would be messy. And the women who survive these men are the ones who will be left to deal with the mental and emotional trauma. Unfortunately, you go on Ghana TikTok and people have printed t-shirts. Oh, I'm a team legal wife. What is your certificate? This is my marital certificates, and it's pathetic. And the side chicks are also feeling good because, we have the man's heart. As a side chick, you don't have the man's heart. You were the low-hanging fruit that the man used. And even as a wife, most of you are being used by men. And so I think that as women, we need to focus on what is important, which is making sure that we are not getting played by men and we are holding men accountable for the choices that they make that tend to impact us women and impact our children if we have children with these men. If you are from Ghana and you're watching me, what is your take on the whole Daddy Lumba drama happening on TikTok? Are you team legal wife or are you team side chick? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Other hot topics happening on the socials, especially on TikTok, was justice for Ochanya. Ochanya was an 8-year-old Nigerian girl who was defiled by her uncle and her cousin. She's passed on, and recently there was a protest to reopen her case because justice was not served, and the perpetrators are still walking freely due to a lack of evidence. And also on Ghana TikTok, we have another issue of justice for Ransford. Ransford is a 16-year-old boy. He has passed on and he was enrolled in a soccer academy in Ghana. Unfortunately, he's passed away due to alleged defilement by his coach in Ghana. And so why am I talking about these two trending issues on the Ghana and Nigerian socials? That is because it brings our attention to sexual assault, sexual harassment, and how that is prevalent in the African culture. When you look at the data on gender-based violence, most of the victims tend to be female, and females tend to report more, but there is also males that are violated and defiled by men. And so it is important that as we speak to this issue of child defilement and sexual assault against children, we do not forget that in as much as girls or females are more impacted, boys also tend to experience defilement or rape from other men. In connection to the topic of gender-based violence, we are standing in solidarity with South Africa. A South African NGO known as Women for Change are spearheading a digital campaign that requires people on social media or social media users to change their profile picture into purple to mark and to commemorate femicide. In South Africa, the rate of femicide is higher than any other country in the world. This year alone, South Africa has recorded over 5,500 deaths due to femicide. Femicide is the killing of women by men, mainly by an intimate partner or male family members. And so we are all standing in solidarity with South Africa because femicide is a global pandemic. When you look at the United Nations report 2024 data on femicide, 140 women and girls are killed every day across the world because of femicide. It is also postulated in the United Nations report that the most dangerous place for a girl or a woman is her home, implying that every 10 minutes a woman or a girl across the world is killed. And so femicide is a global pandemic. However, South Africa's femicide rate is astronomical and clearly unacceptable. So if you're on social media and you want to stand in solidarity with South Africa, please change your profile picture to purple. And the protest is going on until November 21st, which marks I think they have a G20 summit in South Africa. And so they are protesting, saying that the killing of women and girls is a pandemic in South Africa because South Africa's femicide rate is highest compared to other parts of the world. These are the trending topics happening on social media. And so I thought I should come on here and do hot topics and let you be acquainted with what is happening on the socials. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Z. If you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. And if there are any interesting content ideas or topics you would want me to talk about, hey, guess what? Just put it in the comment section and I would think about it and consider doing a video or content about it. Thank you for watching and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.